Okay. Had to reload it for whatever reason. Okay, we're good. Good morning. Alright, now. Let's get this opened and shared around and do the whole doobly-doo. So I'll pop out the chat. Copy that guy. Boop. Over here, chat. Chat scroll. Properties. Still haven't figured a way to make the chat as readable as it was in the last several iterations. But the chat is live. I think what I'm going to do is, try and maybe like bunch everything over to the side and just make it bigger. But it throws off the balance, but whatever. So, okay, let's get this. Let's share this. Okay, and let's go to Knightsmith. OBKB, and share it to the Facebook group. And from the Facebook group, we will share it to the public. Some days I am just exhausted, guys. And yesterday I had a wicked migraine, like all day. So, I don't know if you can see the background behind me, but my once clean office is now trashed again. Had a party last weekend, and you saw the stuff. The roof was leaking, it collapsed and stuff. I have really bad luck with roofs and ceilings and stuff in apartments. I don't know what that is. I know what it is. It's endemic water problems that people don't really know how to spot beforehand or address properly. But it's whatever it is. It's just one of those things. So I've got a few things to talk about today. Gonna see if I can wait till some more people pop in. And I'm thinking about doing a giveaway at episode 150. But I want it to be something kind of really cool. Like, I don't know. But 150 episodes, 150, that feels kind of substantial, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel substantial to you? 150 episodes of the same stuff. Ooh, and Eileen's here. Good morning, Eileen. How are we doing today? So let's hop over to the chat screen. So how are we doing today, Eileen? But yeah, 150 episodes. I kind of feel like I should do something, a bit of a bigger giveaway. Something more than I usually do. What do you think? Should it be something bigger? finally, let's see. Feeling motivation. All right. This is the countdown to craft fair. So much to do! And new job start is tomorrow. Rich started his new job this past Monday. Whoa. That's a whole lot of everything in one small sentence. Well, 3 small sentences. 1 message. Still too hot. That is a lot, and that is awesome. That is really cool. That is really, really cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I would be too. That is pretty much like, yeah, go time. Not just craft fair, but also new jobs, new everything. Onwards and upwards to bigger and better things than before. I might be getting into a store. I know I've been saying this for a while, and things have come and gone and fallen through and whatnot. But, you know, this one, you know, they're in the middle of remodeling. They say they have nothing like anything of what I make. And so they would be highly excited to talk with me and see my wares and stuff. And so that might be a thing that's coming on soon. And I finally have to, PayPal is starting to kick me a little bit, or bug me rather, for not having my stuff. Like I've taken too much money through PayPal this year. So have to, top of the morning, brother. Morning, Ken. How we doing today, bro? How we doing today, man? So yeah, I need to get in gear and get the LLC done and stuff. And well, the store is exciting news. Yes, it is. Here's the thing, like with the still breathing, good. With that, you know, it's going to come certain privileges that I don't have right now, having the LLC. But it's also going to mean I'm going to start having to do like quarterly taxes and so not a fan of that. Got a little fidget spinner with me today. It's kind of cool. It's like 2 little split rings with a chain interlink and then like rubber bands around it. It just kind of folds within itself. Very nice too. Just so the church, the sanctuary, is going full steam ahead. There have been people there pretty much every day this past week, and I've only shown very, very few pictures. However, most of the curtains are up now. Everything's painted black, and everyone's going back and detailing everything in gold, and it is looking just nice. I've always sanctum. Yep. I've always wanted to work on, be part of, some way or another, a Gothic church. Even as a child, like just the idea of like a black and gold church, like, oh my God, this is so cool. And now I am. Like, little child Chris is so proud of who I am right now. It's kind of cool. So, yeah, that store is going to be a big thing. I have no idea when that's going to hit. So I should have all my ducks in a row, I guess, before then anyways. So projects for this week. The shoe is on hold. I actually got it. I didn't put the outsole on it yet. I'm going to do 2 pieces of high density foam and then a piece of creep sole on the bottom. That'll give me a good traction, and with this super thick leather and the foam, it'll give me a good squish, very good support. However, I'm putting this on hold for a couple days because still functional, but I did mess up the elastic a little bit. Not a lot, but enough that I am not happy with it. And I actually found the remedy. There were like little push pins designed for positioning leatherworking projects. So it's a pin on one side with a little like washer welded to it, and there's just little tiny things. And on the other side, it's like a little brass knurled thing, which accepts and holds onto the pin. So I can put my pieces, where I want them, push the pin through, and on the back side, lock it in. I tried doing the the needle trick with these, which is essentially the same thing, but you just put a bunch of needles through, and I kept getting caught up on, my string, my thread kept getting caught on the needles, or the needles would stab me because I'm in here trying to work, and no. So before I do the second one, before I add the soles and everything, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna wait for those to come in. They're ordered. They're just waiting for those to come in. To be able to fix this one, what I would have to do is the top came out right, so the top is positioned correctly. But I'd have to take out this stitch line here all the way up to here, reposition. Good morning, Alan. Actually, I need to take out both these stitch lines, I guess. Reposition the elastic and then resew it. Because I should have 2 holes past the elastic. And over here I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little cattywampus. That's okay. Learning experience. But the shoe does fit. Which, that's cool, right? I think that's pretty cool. It's like it's basically an advanced moccasin, is what these shoes are. But I think getting those positioning pins would really help out a lot. That's why they're ordered. But yeah, just one of those things that kind of bugs me, I don't know if I'll fix it or not, but I know for the next one, I'm definitely going to use those pins so I get everything correct. And for the elastic, it's not really where it falls on the front that's critical. It's more where it falls on the back. Because that kind of acts like a spring hinge for the top of the shoe. These things are like sturdy, like I have boots, work boots, that aren't this sturdy. I think this will definitely do the trick for my toes. As for the swords, I got I bought myself a tungsten carbide bit to do I want to do a little edge detail spine work on the back of them. And I think that would be one thing that would be nice going into the future, is doing spine work on all these blades. Just a little something to set me apart, instead of just having a flat cut or flat billet blade. Just a little artistry, a little detail. But how do you do that with keeping things still economical? So I bought this bit. Yeah, it's for my drill. First off, let me say this thing cuts like hot knife through butter. Fantastic. However, it sends like 10 billion little itty bitty shards of very fine steel screaming into your skin. And that is a problem. So that is going to be a nitrile glove fix. I actually still have some embedded. I don't know if you can see. Like embedded in my skin. And that's a double problem because I'm also allergic to nickel. And one of the primary components in Damascus is nickel. You have the 1095 and then you have the 15N20, which has nickel in it, which helps gives you that pattern when you etch it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be wearing gloves from now on. Nice set of nitrile gloves that I can just peel off, dispose of. But yikes. Learning experience. I also got a nice little bar of brass. For the bolster on those on those knives. So out of this, I'm thinking about cutting the bolster, and I need to figure out some sort of locking mechanism. Now I intend on having the sheath, scabbard, whatever you want to call it, the cane body, be such a tight fit that it's not necessary to have a lock. But I think a lock would still go a long way to making it just a little bit nicer. Hot metal plus nitrile gloves equals melted rubber. It's not actually, the metal actually isn't hot when I'm doing that edge detailing. It's just shorn off. So the metal's not hot. Yeah, I do all the edge detailing while the metal's cold, and I'm actually going to be making a jig for the thing, so I can get a good repeatable pattern going across the spine, as opposed to just trying to mark it out and hand file it and blah 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 blah. But yeah, that was a concern of mine. But the metal wasn't hot. I didn't even notice it when I was sitting there grinding those grooves into my test piece. And then I looked down at my hand, and it's covered in all these little spines. So just something to keep those spines off. And I get the really heavy duty gloves anyways. So that shouldn't really be that much of an issue. But yeah, that was really uncomfortable. I actually ended up getting it off of my skin with most of it off my skin with wood glue. I just smeared wood glue all over my hands. I did one hand at a time because they both had some on it. You could still see some shiny on my finger. It's like semi-permanent glitter. But yeah, I just covered my hands in wood glue, waited for it to dry, and just peeled it off, and I got like 99% of it off. But that was really uncomfortable. It's like playing. It felt like I was kneading fiberglass for an hour. So yeah, that next big thing, the church, the sanctum. I'm going to be doing railings next. This week is going to be pretty simple and kind of laissez-faire. I have 2 weeks to get some railings done, to hook up one circuit of electricity, and hopefully it doesn't blow out anything. And then what else is there? I have to hang the rest of those curtains. So I'll probably do those curtains later in the week, like Thursday, Friday. And and I'll get everything prepped and glued for doing the for doing the rails. Now here's my idea, and let me know if you think this is a little crazy or what, but I'm gonna make a small pedestal that I can really bolt down and screw down to the ramp, and in that I'm gonna put a bunch of nuts for for some all thread. Right now, with that all thread, I'll make a hollow newel or post, go all the way to the top, and put a nice big cap on that, the hole, and then just torque the ever-living hell out of it. And that should give me a good, strong, solid connection that won't wobble. And that'll all be black, painted black. All the rails, top and bottom rails, will be painted black. And then the cap rail and the pickets are all going to be red oak. So it should match everything else in there. And the newels are going to have, the posts are going to have some detail carved into the face of them, just very shallow, just a detail. And I'm thinking that will, and I might be wrong, but I'm thinking that'll give me a good place to get a little gold paint in there. So you got the black gold and the red oak, which should really look nice with everything. And paint everything first, and then assemble it, and okay, doesn't matter. I think it'll look really nice. But I do have to do some math, because you measure everything on railing, completely horizontal. So your spacing is horizontally spaced. But when you go to account for everything, you have to account for the actual slope of the object. So like, let's just assume this is the picket. Way too big, but the picket. And if it's a 3/4 picket, you can, and it's flat, you can just make a 3/4 inch square hole. Easy peasy. But now I'm going to have to figure out what the angle of everything is, so that when I put it in, the hole I get is long enough. Let's see, Alan, I drew up a new project design yesterday. I would love to see that. So, got to figure that out. And then as soon as I'm done with that railing, I'm going to turn around and do the bench for in here, so I can get this reorganized again, because this is driving me nuts, guys. Let's see that new project. Put this in there so it doesn't get too marred up. Has nice weight to it too, this brass. Coffee cool enough to drink yet? Yes, it is. I'm like on the dredges of my nice coffee. Woo! Let me turn down that. I didn't realize I still had some stuff going here. Alan sent a photo. Is that a little Zubat? That is adorable. Very nice pattern, by the way. I like it. It's cute. So I saw the funniest thing in the Spirit of Halloween store yesterday is a cross riding crop. And of course, my mind went to, but I can make one of those. I mean, of course I can, but like, can I make it well enough that it'll sell? Can I make it cheap enough that people would actually buy it? Because I know if I just make something, a lot of people wouldn't want to pay the price for me to just sit down and methodically go through it. So I always need to find ways of streamlining things, cheapening things up, and get it running as fast as possible, unfortunately. So I sacrifice some of my own design wants, needs, and loves for the sake of potential customers, I guess. And that always hurts my soul a little bit. It should be vampire bat spikes for it, and it should be here by the 29th. Nice. I found some hilarious little Chicago screw spikes. I found ones that are, like the traditional spike, for like a spike collar. But I found some that were small male members, and when I saw those, I died laughing. Funniest things on earth. But I'm sure if I made a project with it, there would be enough interest. Life is strange sometimes. Should have been more space between bat and spikes. So vampire bat and spikes. Okay, that makes sense. So the spikes are acupressure spikes. Oh. Yeah, that is way different than what I thought. I thought it was just going to be like little spike collar spikes. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a whole different light on. That sheds a whole different light on it. Boy. So I had a migraine all day yesterday. And like, I don't know if it happens to you guys, but like, oh, my hair's nuts. I get like the day after a migraine's over, like Thankfully, this one only lasted one day. That's not usually the case. Usually it's a multi-day event. A vampire paddle. That's going to be one hell of a project there, Alan. But usually after a migraine, I feel like hungover the next day. Not like the headache part, but just like the body feel of a hangover. It's not fun. Migraines really suck. Good morning, Jolene. How are we doing today? And yes, they do. It pretty much ruined yesterday for me. It was nice in the evening because we kind of got like a surprise visit from the neighbor downstairs. We were just chilling outside for a little bit, and neighbor lady showed up with a bunch of pizza and a bunch of kids. So we had a little fire. The adults kind of just all talked, and kids, they got into a few fights. But hey, that's kids for you, right? Now I wonder, these BBs, are these steel BBs? Zinc plated. Let's see, I had a weird aura for a few days, trying to keep it from becoming full-blown migraine. Aiden kept us up all night, so that didn't help. Yikes. Tell him no. I think this one is nickel plated. I cannot wear this one any longer. Isn't that fun? Zinc plated. Steel air gun shots. So they're steel, just coated in zinc. So I need to find a way to strip the zinc off them if I want to use them for like a canister Damascus. Okay. Yeah, migraines suck. For me, the best thing I've found is laying in a cold, dark room and laying on a bag of ice, like right on my head, and just ice the hell out of my head and my neck. Especially that junction between the skull and the neck and the top of the neck. That seems to be like the sweet spot. So like a sandwich baggie full of ice. Just go in there, lay down, put on some nice, soft, relaxing music, usually like lo-fi or something, or sometimes I search Viking sleep on YouTube, and it's looks like your modern Viking lady, face paint, accoutrement, whatever, and all it is fire sound and thunderstorm, 10 hours, and it wakes you up with wolves howling. So that seems to be a very good one for me to get to sleep, like a white noise for me to get to sleep. It's not true white noise, but for me to get to sleep, that usually does a pretty good job. And yeah, no, that works pretty good. Doesn't always work, but it works pretty good. I have some CBD and some Delta 9 up there, which would be which I'm gonna have to probably use tonight, because these next 2 weeks I cannot afford to take even a single day off, because between everything for the Sanctum and getting the swords finished, while I'm excited, I'm sure I can do it in the time allotted, I don't think if I take 2 or 3 days off, I think the stress on that would be too much. So I need to make sure I need to really maintain myself over the next couple weeks. Eileen, Imitrex is working for me when I can feel it's going to be really bad. Fallen from grace. I have 2 of those gel ball cold packs. One on the back, one on the front. I might do something good. They were doing Botox, and that was working, but we had to stop because of pregnancy and breastfeeding. Really? Botox? Interesting. I've never heard of that as a cure or treatment or whatever for migraines. Fascinating. But yeah, I could see, getting pregnant and stuff. You have to stop putting botulism into your body for a little while. One of those things. Oh, man. So, does anyone else have any I know, Ken, you have those how'd those trays turn out for you? Ken, I found out the hard way that I was allergic to Imitrex. Yee. That's not good. Does everyone suffer like me? Seems like everyone I know, or almost everyone I know, has ADHD, and they also have awful migraines. Is this really just one big secret self-help group? Yeah, that's not good, though. That is very not good. It sounds like story time, though. Today, I think I might be going out and getting a coffee with a good friend of mine, cleaning the car, and taking it easy and kind of just relaxing today. Having a nice family. Dice Cube came out nice, but not perfect. Need to do some alterations. Interesting. I cannot wait to see what you get up to and come up with once you have these things perfected, because also I want to try and start a D&D group at my house, and I'm definitely going to need dice. Just saying. That kid's a nutcase. I'm so in. Glad to hear it. I think it'd be fun. Get 4 to 6 people. 4 to 6 adults. After the kids go to sleep, just have everyone come over. Have a nice little campaign once a week or once every other week. Be a good time. I really like board games and stuff, and I haven't had board game nights in a long time. Ken, kind of scared to do dice right now. Seems kind of a headache, which is why they are expensive to buy. Yeah, I have a set of dice. Alan, I'm going to actually start production on toys right now. Ooh. I'm not going to start any toy production until later this fall. Late fall, early winter. But here's the dice I have. And they are exceptionally pretty. They are a nice dark purple with a cyan swirl in there. A little bit of blue, so it looks kind of like oil slick. They look like they are iridescent, but they're not. And I could just stare at these things all day. Fine, just little pieces of plastic resin and stuff. I actually saw a set that I would really like to try and get into making. like really high-end ones, where they have actually have stuff embedded in them. They're mostly clear. So what they do is they make things out of resin, like little doodads and stuff. Like the one I saw was like little rat skulls, and they made the skulls out of resin, the same type of resin, just a different colorant than the rest of the rest of the die. And then when they mixed everything up, and I think they had some like they also had some other stuff in there, like little resin flowers or whatnot. Really small, tiny, intricate things. I like small, tiny, intricate things. They draw me in. However, yeah, so it was all made of resin, all the same type of resin. So the density, it didn't change the density. Like if you put a regular rat skull in there, it could, the dice could be weighted the die could be weighted one way or another, or blah 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 blah. But since it's all the same type, it's all homogeneous density. So therefore, it's completely legal to use and roll in games. Ken, I found a good way to do them, but I would need to make my own molds, and I definitely would need a pressure pot. Well, as far as mold making, you could borrow mine and make a mold from them. You could borrow my dice and make a mold from them. But yeah, you definitely need a pressure pot. I think once I get into doing a lot of the resin casting, I'm gonna get myself a pressure pot. Just seems like the way to go. But I think most of the resin stuff I'm going to be making isn't going to be dice or earrings. Couldn't do that. Need to drill a small hole in each one. Ooh. Why? To create a sprue between them? I would just use clay. Clay or wax. And then you do the doobly-doo. But, yeah. There's usually non-destructive ways to make molds of things. Let's see, what else? Yeah. That's actually my next couple weeks lined up right now. I need to work at getting as a fill hole, kind of complicated type and explanation. And Alan, I'm going to be making Jill a match set of collar and 4 cuffs with that blue leather I have. Debating on using shaved beaver for the backing. I don't know what how that would work. Sounds like it'd work good. And I could say things that are wildly inappropriate right now. That would also be not true depending on the meaning. Like, I don't know what shaved beaver feels like. But I do. But I don't. Dark side. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get a pressure pot because I also want to start doing like pen blanks and stuff, and pour my own pen blanks and knife scale blanks and such, so on and so forth. So I'm going to need to get a pressure pot anyways, because I'm thinking like get some really cool like. My idea is to get like, have you ever seen the Time to Head Out piece? Well, you have a good day at work, buddy. I'm thinking for like knife scales though. Have you ever seen they're called like Hidden Valley or whatever resin art. Basically, you take a piece of wood, snap it, and then to make like rings or necklaces, pendants, whatever, you tape it up. You fill the snap section with translucent resin. Well, I'm thinking about doing something similar, but taking a piece of wood, snapping it in half, and then migrating that to the edges, and then infilling the center with epoxy. Getting a little funky with it, or resin rather. Get a little funky with it, and have them like 80% to shape, and that way it's take it out, clean it up, polish it, slap it on a knife, call it a day. But to be able to do things like that, you need those you need pressure pots, you need molds, so there's a lot to do, a lot to consider. But I think we'll get there. But yeah, I don't know. It's there's a lot of work to do these next couple weeks, guys. And there's a lot of work to do. There's a real lot of work to do. Between getting the you have to do the LLC, I have to do these railings, which I think are going to be really cool. Ooh, I actually had 5 people watching at one point today. That's awesome. Get the railings, get the swords done, finish up all the other stuff. But I think it's doable, and I'm going to be posting as much as I can to of these things to the Facebook group, and I'll probably do a few TikToks as well along the way. But yeah, we'll see how things run, see how they go. A lot of work. A little daunting. Very daunting. But we will get there, guys. So we're almost out of time. I can't wait to see all your guys' little projects and all your work, because I love seeing your creativity. Either send it to me, through Messenger, or post it right to the Knightsmith Facebook group. I love seeing your work, your creativity, your craftsmanship, and I love the ability to share that with the world, because you guys need your shout outs too. So I'm getting ready to peace out here. I have a relaxing but busy day to try and set myself up for the next week. So guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you for helping make this world better. One kerf at a time. I'll see you next week.